Good evening and welcome. Tonight we will be going over the history and geography of Atua in Samoa. Samoa is located in Oceania in a region known as Polynesia. I always give this little lesson anytime I'm talking about Oceania. There's 3 regions of Oceania. There's Melanesia, Micronesia, and Polynesia. Polynesia is that stereotypical South Pacific tiki kind of culture, like Hawaii is Polynesian, things like that, like beaches and like dancing and all that stuff. That's Polynesian culture, right? Moana's Polynesian also. But Samoa is pretty much located almost like smack dab in the middle of the Pacific. In fact, the international date line cuts just about here. This is one of the first places that sees the beginning of every single day in the world. Atua is located on the island of Upolu. There's quite a few islands here in Samoa. The 2 big ones are Savaii and Upolu, which you can see the capital city of Apia is located there on Upolu. We're on the eastern side of the island here. Upolu was divided into 3 sections. It's divided into a lot more nowadays, but according to mythology, the creator god gave the island to his 3 sons, and I've already talked about Anna, the very first video in my series. But Atua was given to Anna's twin brother, Tua. Tua is the land of Tua, Tua. Each region of Samoa is ruled by a chief, and the chief here is the Tui Atua. So over here in Aana, we talked about the Tui Aana, so on and so forth. And to be honest, I didn't find much else about the area in terms of history. It's not much there. It's all very beautiful and lush, but not much on history. I did read more about Queen Salamasina, one of the great ancient Samoan leaders that many of the chiefs today can trace their lineage back to her, because she was the Tafaifa, which means the chief of all the regions. I think she was the first Tafaifa. She was definitely the first female Tafaifa. But there have been many after her. And to be honest, that's about all that I've got on the area here. It is a volcanic island, which means that it's quite mountainous and very lush. We've got little volcano peaks all throughout the region. Not so much as in other parts of Upolu, but we've got some there. And from what I understand, it's just a place to go see some very natural Samoan nature. And some lovely little beaches very off the beaten path of Samoa. On the other side of this line, not this line, but the international date line, is American Samoa, which I've also done a video on. There used to be, I don't know, because all the maps I've seen don't have it on, but all the sources I read said that there was a region of Atua on what's now American Samoa, but I don't see it anywhere. So if any Samoans are watching, I'd appreciate that if you'd let me know, American or Samoan. And I think that's pretty much it. I really tried to dig to find some research. I've done other areas of Samoa, like I said, I did. I really enjoyed doing Ana, and I think it's because it was the very first video in this series that I did. It sticks out to me the most. Because I feel like I found way more information on other parts of Samoa and American Samoa than Atua. So I think it's just a little, very quaint, very simple little part of the island where not really much goes on. So why don't I show you on the tablet, I suppose. It's going to be a shorter video. There also aren't that many slideshows to show you, but the ones that are there are so gorgeous. So why don't we shimmy over to Google Earth and check it out. Here we are in Atua, and I'm going to start by zooming out so you can see exactly where we are in the world. Samoa is very hard to find on a map because all these islands are very tiny. So here's the beautiful Pacific Ocean, the world's largest ocean. You can see Australia and New Zealand down here. You can see the various mountain ranges under the oceans too. You can see Hawaii up here. Zooming in, we can see Tonga here along this mountain ridge, Fiji, Niue and the Cook Islands, which are part of New Zealand. There's French Polynesia, which is of course part of France. So is New Caledonia over here. Vanuatu, Tuvalu, Tokelau. And yeah, it's like once you zoom in, you're like, oh, there's a bunch of islands. They're just very, very tiny. Here you can see American Samoa. That's where the line cuts through in our clocks. So what's ever happening over here is this island's yesterday, no matter what. It's quite interesting. So here are the two big islands of Samoa. Here is Upolu and here is Atua, this eastern half of the island. Let's check it out. Put it in 3D so you can see some of these beautiful, beautiful mountain ridges, like a little spine going down the island. You can see lots of little fun craters. This is Mount Savaii. Beautiful, gorgeous, right? Just an absolute paradise of a place. But yeah, you can see from above all of the little, that's a dam, that's not volcanic, that's man-made. All the little like blemishes from below the earth that once upon a time popped up and created this beautiful island. Here's a gorgeous waterfall. There's many here in this area. And you can jump in and swim. And I don't know if I'd be brave enough to jump in, but maybe a little bit. I'm a chicken when it comes to heights and jumping, but I don't know. It's one of those once in a lifetime things. How often do you get to jump into a big waterfall pool in Samoa? Sounds like a dream. There's another really beautiful spot, but I have to remember where it is. I think, is it this one? No, but that one's also very gorgeous. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. This gorgeous, gorgeous landscape. It's so pretty. Just pure, like, beautiful, pristine jungles. And hopefully it stays that way forever and ever. You can see some plants being planted here. Some plants being planted. Some crops. Some have been jumped down there. Some trees, probably breadfruit. Here you can see where you can park your car, and that's where you can stand to take pictures of this gorgeous waterfall. That's a little scenic area here. You can enjoy the lovely mountains and take pictures with your family. But let's see. There is a spot that I gotta find. Because when I was Googling, Upolu was the first picture that popped up, and I was like, oh, that's in Atua. I know where that is. But now I can't find it because it's a very obscure spot. We'll find it. We just gotta play around. What's this? This is it. At least I think so. No, maybe not. That is gorgeous. This is not it. It's this little lake in the middle of the mountains that you can also jump into. That looks like it right there. Gorgeous waves crashing there. Why don't we take a look at the coast? We'll find it after. We'll find it at some point. Let's see. I have to remember. I think this one doesn't have a slideshow. Maybe it does. It doesn't. Down here. Also, I love this. Do you see this big shadow? Look, it's one big cliff. Do you see that? How fascinating. And then, of course, you have the coastline. Where pretty much, if you live in this part of the island, you live along the coast. But we can go over here and see, not the electric plant, the beach. Here we go. Gorgeous, of course. Beautiful water. There's little cabanas here. I think that's what this slideshow's highlighting. But doesn't that water look so inviting? I'm not a big jumping, diving person, but I am a big swimmer. Once you get me in the water, you can't get me out. I will be that in this pristine, gorgeous, crystal clear water all day long. You will not be able to get me out. Someday I'm going to go to Samoa. Could probably be American Samoa because I'm American, but someday I'll get to see these beautiful islands. We have a little region over here that we can't trespass into because we're going to look at that on another day at some point in my channel. See these big old cliffs though? Look at these peaks here. Isn't that incredible? And I always think about how everywhere is somebody's everyday, you know. People live here and they think they have the most boring, humdrum lives, that the place that they live is so uninteresting, so boring. But when you look at it from an outside perspective, it's just an absolutely stunning corner of the world. To think that it's just someone's everyday boring humdrum life. Everywhere in the world is someone's boring everyday humdrum life. Isn't that fascinating? The place where you live, you think is a boring humdrum life. That's a pretty waterfall too. Let's take a look at it. There aren't many slideshows here in this area. We're going to look at as many as we can. And we're going to find that little water hole. Oh, look, it's a slide. Oh, see, I would do that. I would slide into it. I don't have a problem with that. As long as I can feel terra firma, that's okay. Look how fun that would be. Oh, it's delightful. Splash under. Do you think it's cold? I bet it's cold water. Probably nice and warm from the atmosphere, but pretty sure that mountain water's pretty cold. Nothing like the ocean, right? Here in the Pacific is quite warm. Ocean trench? Aha! We found it. An ocean trench. So if you swim down deep enough, you just wind up in the ocean. And it's got this big ladder to climb down so you can swim in this big scary cave, which is a little intimidating. Trenches are always a little scary. But yeah, when I was researching and I typed in Upolu, this place popped up first. And I said, hey, I know that place. Big giant swimming hole. I wonder if it comes out to here if you keep swimming deep enough. I don't know. Cave diving sounds terrifying to me. You'll never catch me doing that. See the pretty hibiscus flowers looking straight up into the gorgeous sky. Of course, Samoa is one of those places where it's either beautiful, hot, pristine, gorgeous, or it's dumping rain, right? It's always one or the other. Probably throughout the day, it's one or the other, right? But I think that was all the things that I wanted to show you. More to show you on the tablet than to talk about on the map, but it's whatever. I like that map. I like those little maps of the islands, so I wanted to show you some more. But I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this style of content, look at that rainbow. Please consider subscribing. This is an ongoing series on my channel. Next, we're going back to Kazakhstan. But you guys love Kazakhstan, so we're going to be looking at the Caspian Sea, which we haven't been over to on my channel yet, at least in Kazakhstan. We have in Russia and Azerbaijan, but not Kazakhstan. So be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. I hope that you found this video to be relaxing and educational. And I hope that you have a good